See, here, okay, can I interject?
This is a show.
I think that Democrats are pretty darn good at governing, at like, the governance, the process of administering government. Right?
I think they're better at it. I think they're better than Republicans.
Like, I think they think in terms of like especially Obama, how do we make a change, like a little at a time, and you got to gain here and there, and
if you just gave Democrats control of the country for like 50 years, we would just like steadily improve.
Exactly.
It wouldn't be revolutionary. It wouldn't be any big change. But it would just like every year would tick 1% better for everyone, just kind of steadily.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we would move in the direction of a modern world, like an all electric world, and maybe everybody gets college for free and everybody gets to eat for free and all kinds of good stuff, and everybody's rich at the same time. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, but well, anyway, keep on with your thought. I don't want to interrupt.
No, you're good. So I think this touches on a larger issue with the Democrat Party. So just like everyone's been pointing out, they were defending the status quo. Everyone is identifying this as what they were doing. They're defending the status quo. They're defending the institutions. They're defending big government. They're defending these things.
Yeah.
So even if Democrats are right to defend these things, that doesn't matter.
Yep.
If it mattered, she would have won on a landslide. It doesn't matter. If it was right, Hillary would have won. Right? I think so. I'll touch on, or I'll talk about exactly what I texted you about, how something has become clear to me. Right? So I've had this thought brewing in my head since we started this, and I didn't have an answer because there was an election coming up, and I couldn't answer it until the election happened, and it answered my question.
Okay. Interesting.
Yep. The rest of the planet also answered it for me, but the U.S., number one baby, we answered the question. Okay. I don't care about France. Fake country. This is a real country. So there are two ways of going about politics in the modern world. Neoliberalism or populism. There's two ways to go about running for elections, running a campaign, governing, speaking to the people, fixing things. There's two ways to go about it.
Can you just roughly define those things just to help me understand?
Yeah, neoliberalism, really, you just think of all the Democrat nominees since 2000.
Okay.
They're all pretty similar.
What, like Obama,
Hillary, Kamala, Biden.
Uh-huh.
All pretty much different faces, kind of the same thing though.
Okay.
All pretty exactly the same. Status quo, we're going to help things get a little bit better, free trade, like all exact same messaging.
Like incremental trade. Here's what we did.
Here's what we did. Look at our
Here's
our policy.
Here's our record.
Look how smart our policy is. Look at our record.
Like here's this infrastructure bill we passed.
Bush,
we got it done.
McCain, Romney also are that.
Sure.
It's not just Democrats.
Yeah.
Mitt Romney is the same, just Republican version.
Uh-huh.
McCain, just Republican version.
Uh-huh.
Bush, just Republican version. All the same.
Okay.
Just different. They care about different policy, but it's all the same thing.
Okay.
Romney's talking about policy and what good policy, and I have better policy than Obama. Look at my policy. I'm gonna have a good record. Look at all this.
Got it.
Then in 2016, there's a change. Donald J. Trump did not run a liberal campaign. He ran a populist campaign.
Got it.
And he won.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Bernie had a famous run against Hillary.
Also a populist campaign.
Okay, I was going to ask you, would his also qualify as 100%, a populist?
Absolutely populist.
Even though Trump's was a conservative populist and Bernie's was a liberal populist.
Yes. The campaign...
A socialist.
I cannot go that far.
Ish.
To an American, sure.
Yeah.
In an actual sense, no.
Okay, got it.
To an American, he's Karl Marx, but...
Right, it'd be called socialism in America.
Yes.
Okay, but anyway, a populist left, Bernie Sanders, populist right, that's...
I'll argue that populist right isn't a thing, but the campaign was run as a populist campaign.
Okay.
I'll argue that a Republican cannot be a populist by virtue of what they do and their values and stuff.
Got it. Yeah. The end
I'm
result.
a populist, but I'm also going to cut taxes for rich people.
Right. How can you be populist?
Doesn't
when-
really make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, you're not helping
But
the
they
populace.
run the campaign that way.
Okay.
COVID was a hiccup. It was an accident. COVID wasn't a part of the plan.
Sure.
Trump was probably going to win had COVID not happened. Is my take.
Yeah. I think COVID really split us up as a country.
COVID really shifted and mixed this country up.
Yeah, it really did.
I think 2020 was a bit of a fluke.
Yeah, it polarized us
Bit of a
pretty
fluke.
hard. I think we all reacted to the level of polarization. And, you know, the craziness about like,
There was
like
there was
masks
a
don't
reaction
work.
to that. So it's a bit of a fluke.
Yeah, I get
2020 is
it.
a bit fluky.
Okay, interesting.
Right?
So,
Biden won. I'm not saying he didn't win.
okay.
Bit fluky.
Okay.
And Joe Biden's kind of old man energy, so he's definitely like institutional Democrat liberal guy, but he just doesn't like sound like it anymore. You know, you just can't.
Yep.
So he kind of dodged that vibe a whole lot. And then an election happened a few days ago. And it confirmed my belief that populism is what you do. It was confirmed. Trump mopped up the country.
Mm-hmm.
Almost every single county voted to the right of where they did in 2020.
It's crazy.
Nearly every county.
Yep.
And Trump ran a populist campaign.
Yep. So that works,
A
is
big
what you're
tent
saying.
populist campaign. The era of liberalism is dead. Liberal policy. I'm not talking about policy. I'm talking about governance. I'm talking about how you talk to people,
Got it.
how the government shows up, how it does things,
Yes.
everything.
Yes.
Liberalism's dead.
Yeah.
The Obama-esque, Hillary-esque, Biden-esque playbooks, throw them out the window.
Yeah. Yeah.
You-
I agree.
Have to run Bernie's playbook, FDR's playbook. You have to.
Right.
There isn't an option.
I would call that going on offense.
Offense, but to do that, you have to be populist.
I agree.
You can go on the offense as Kamala, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't resonate. What change are you, Kamala? You're the same of the same.
Right. Like, what's the change?
Kamala, I'm feeling pain.
Right.
Who's doing it? Oh, we're gonna just tax credit. I don't want a tax credit.
Yep.
I want you to change it.
Yeah. Yep.
And people spoke. Populism is now in brand. And the era of everything since like post Reagan, post HW. So Clinton to this election was like neoliberalism
Yes.
and neoconservatism. No, Reagan was neocon.
Yes.
Neoliberalism.
Yes.
It's dead.
Yes.
It's done.
Okay.
It really is.
I agree.
It's gone.
Yes.
And it will be like that. I think probably for a couple of decades, and then again it'll change. I mean,
it could change.
I've read some FDR, so
Yeah.
there's a
for an
I need to find something.
for another decade or two, it's going to be, I think it's going to be like this. And, but not to mention, the other kind of really important aspect of all of this is, boy, did TikTok and Twitter and the world that lives in that space, and there's a lot of people of all ages that are consuming either one or both of those things, and both of those things are so heavily right.
I think this is why I think my analysis is accurate. I think it only goes so hard right for a couple of reasons. I think the left can be also the era of like wokeness is also dead. Social issues will not be the main front for any campaign if you want to win for a while.
Mm-hmm.
You can be socially progressive. That's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You like that is not even close to the front of the campaign in messaging.
Sure.
You cannot be. So there's that problem, but that's I think a little less than Trump. And since 2016 has run as a populist.
Yeah. I mean, obviously that's what works.
People perceive him as the people's president. It's not true, okay? But that doesn't matter. People think it's true, and because they think it's true, it is true.
Yep.
That's all that matters.
There you go.
It doesn't matter if it's real or not.
It's true.
Because if
It's a great point.
policy in record meant anything, Trump would have lost it handedly.
Right.
But people think he's the people's president, and that is reality. Just because they think it.
Despite such offensive...
Doesn't matter. He's the people's president.
Right. But isn't it crazy that if he were even just like a halfway nice guy, he would have probably won by
more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like if he didn't offend everybody.
I think people perceive Hollywood as like some mysterious institution, and they perceive Democrats as the institution. So when he's dunking on Democrats, he's directly fighting the institution, despite having the wealthiest man in the world backing him. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They think he's the people's president, and that's the world we live in. So there's a thing where I've heard Democrats talk about, oh, we need to push back against this or this or that. I'm like, no. The American people are going to do what they do. You cannot just alter how 100 plus million people think. They think he's the people's president.
Mm-hmm. And the people spoke.
And it doesn't matter how educated you are, how good your policy is, how good your theory. It doesn't matter.
How well you'll govern.
If the populace just think you're the people's president, they'll just vote you in. It doesn't matter. You could have the best policy on the planet, but come off like Hillary or Kamala, just the most institutional person.